morning and welcome to the Mancunian Way Daily News in 10. It is Wednesday, the 28th of September 2022, and we have got a few little bite-sized chunks of news for you this morning. So, what have I got in store for you? The very first one is a little bit of news on Manchester City reported target Borussia Dortmund midfielder Jude Bellingham. Now, according to ex-Manchester City star, says that Jude Bellingham might actually snub Manchester City in favour of not Liverpool, not United, but Real Madrid. Yes, people are saying now on the regular that Real Madrid is his favoured destination. Now, granted, this has come from Spain. It's come out of the Madrid camp. Do we take that with a pinch of salt? Because if I do seem to remember, there was a lot of Madrid stories 12 months ago, virtually to the day 12 months ago, that Erling Braut Haaland was on his way to Real Madrid. And he never was. He was always on his way to Manchester City. Or, if you watched last night's show, you already did. Said he nearly signed for United. We'll see on that. I'll take his word for that. But he's a blue. But anyway, yes. Former Manchester City goalkeeper David James has suggested that if it came to a choice for young Jude Bellingham, remember only 19 years old, around about a deal of around about £130 million, that Real Madrid will be the young lad's preferred destination. He has played over 100 games for Borussia Dortmund, 16 international caps at such a tender age. And James, literally, and I quote, thinks he's mustard. I think he's mustard, did David James say. Having met him and spoken to him, and also taking into account that I know people who work with him, he's the most grounded 19-year-old in football. He's highly rated, very, very talented, and understands the game so well. What more do you want from a midfielder? Well, he goes on to say £130 million, not euros, pounds. Is not a ridiculous price tag at all, because remember, there was 150 million, that was euros quoted. He went to Germany during COVID, which was a very difficult time. Remember, he did leave from Birmingham City, and he's embraced it. It's proven to be the right move because his game has massively improved. I think if Real Madrid come calling, as much as I'd love to see him in the Premier League, I'm sure that would be a move that he greatly accepts and find it very hard to reject. I'm sure Dortmund will be upset that they've lost three of their best players in a 2-year period, but the world is Jude Bellingham's oyster. So there you go. That's what former Manchester City goalkeeper I've lost the plot here. David James thinks on that. There was also some other news of, apparently, according to, again, as I told you, there's also rumours a marker in Spain that he does prefer to go to Real Madrid rather than an actual Premier League club. Now, the choices are, at the moment in England, is United, City and Liverpool are the three biggest contenders for this young lad signature. Jack Gorn did say a couple of weeks back that City did have an eye on massively improving the midfield next summer, especially if Bernardo Silva leaves and Ilkay Gundogan does move on after only having 1 year left on his deal. We're yet to see whether he does sign a new one. So, the question is for you. Do you want Jude Bellingham at Manchester City? Or is there somebody else that you would like? For me, go back and watch him against City in the Champions League. Man of the match by a mile. Really, really good composure for 19. Plus, we've got Agent Haaland. Now, I've heard all this story before. Haaland's going to Barcelona. Haaland's going to Real Madrid. Haaland's off to United. Haaland's off to Timbuktu. Haaland came to Manchester and plays for the Blues, the club he loves and supports as a boy. So there you go. Anyway, some other little transfer tidbits. is coming from the Italian outlet Gazzetta dello Sport. That does suggest that Manchester City are set to rival Tottenham in their attempts to sign highly rated Inter Milan defender Alessandro Bastoni. Bastoni is only 23 years old and was been heavily linked with Tottenham and Manchester City in previous years. So apparently City did recruit Manuel Akanji from Dortmund this summer, and have also had John Stones, Diaz, Laporte and Ake to call upon in the same position. However, such squad depth has not stopped Pep Guardiola from setting his sights on the Tottenham target. Bastoni is yet to extend his contract at Inter, which does run until 2024, so he could be available at a cut price as when the teams next go down to business in the transfer market. The 23-year-old will only have around 18 months left on a contract. He did come through the academy at Atalanta over in Serie A and has been capped 16 times for Italy. So there you go under former City manager Roberto Mancini. So, again, Bastoni, someone you've heard of on your radar? Let us know in the comments below. The next little bit of news is on City youngster who's out on loan at the moment. Burnley Football Club have one or two former or current City EDS players, Taylor Howard-Bellis being one of them. And he has absolutely soared over at Turf Moor, doing very, very well. I always highly rated THB. Excuse me, I am full of a cold. Do apologise. I've always rated him ever since watching his debut in the Carabao Cup at Preston North End at Deepdale, where him and Garcia both made their debut. I think it was Angelino as well. Now, I really am full of a cold. I do apologise. But apparently that he was doing very, very difficult and disappointed to see City go in the market for Manuel Akanji. Now, he did say it is difficult to see a player. He said the new centre-back has played a full 90 minutes for all 3 games this year. He said Akanji looks set to be called upon once again going into the Manchester derby. However, not everyone at the club has been happy to see Akanji doing so well. Taylor Howard-Bellis is spending the season on loan at Burnley, as I've just said, and the 20-year-old did make his debut for City in 2019. But he's now looking, obviously, at making roles into his footballing career down at Turf Moor. But it does go on to say, just focus on doing my job at Burnley. I can only do so much from my part. I will keep putting in performances and doing my best. Whatever happens, happens. If I break into the first team at City, then I've achieved my goal. But if not, I will have to go down another route. Obviously, it is difficult seeing them sign another centre-half, but if you see the quality of centre-halves they've signed, is it a difficult one? He is unreal, along with the other ones. Everyone knows it's difficult, but to be fair, I just focus on what I can do at Burnley and hopefully get Burnley back to the Premier League. He's never doubted himself. If he ever got a chance, he would take it. But for the person, the best thing for me was to go on loan. And manager Vincent Kompany as well. We are playing a similar way to City. He feels it was a great decision and he loves to see where his journey will go from this year to next. So that is Taylor Howard-Bellis. For me, listen, you've got to remember he's a City fan. He wants to play for his boyhood club, Manchester City. And it must be difficult for him. But this is where probably a big club has to make decisions on their EDS players. Some will say Taylor Howard-Bellis is not good enough. I remember him playing for England under 21s. I think he was captain as well. So for me, I'd love to have seen him, but sadly, it's not always the case. But we do wish him the best here in the Mancunian way. Hope Taylor Howard-Bellis, whether it's at City or somewhere else, has a very, very promising and successful footballing career. The last little bit of news I have for you today, this is going to be a very quick snippet, is the retirement of former Manchester City midfielder stroke left back Fabian Delph. He has retired at the age of 32 years old. The former England, Leeds United, Villa, Everton and Manchester City player has called his time on football. And by the way, it's an immediate retirement as well. He's represented Leeds, like I said, Villa, Everton in his career. He's won 20 caps for England, featuring at the 2018 World Cup. And he wrote on his Instagram, "So today I announced my retirement with nothing but happiness and gratitude for what this beautiful game has given me." He said, massive shout out to my family, friends, players and staff from the amazing clubs I have been fortunate enough to represent, as well as the support I've had from the fans. So, there you go. That is something that obviously every footballer's going to make, but we do wish Fabian Delph the best in his next step in his career. Whether it's punditry, coaching, we don't know. But everyone here at the Mancunian way and at Manchester City wishes Fabian Delph a very happy retirement, and I hope he has a great time in his next step in his career. So that is our news in 10 today. Couple of things. Please go back and watch last night's stream. It was an impromptu one, wasn't out of the blue one. Mike Nuruddin, a United fan, over at the United Real Therapy. Obviously, a link is in last night's show as well. Go and give that a watch, please. It'd be great if we can get this channel over to 1,000. But we're pumping you. So if you're not ready for the derby now, I don't know what. And there's more to come yet. There's Wednesday night tonight. Me, Rich and Bater. We're going to get on and talk about what the derby means to us. We're hoping to maybe have one or two more on as well. And then we're back Thursday as well with the actual preview. And I'm hoping to have a couple of more guests on for that. And then we've got the post-match where Xander will return as well on Sunday night. So we are pumping you full of content here at the Mancunian way. Video after video, sometimes 2-3 times a day. It's what you lovely people deserve. I want to thank everyone for the subscriptions, the likes, the follows, the shares, everything on Instagram. We've hit over 3,000 follows on Facebook. Big thank you. It is amazing. Keep an eye on at Horsey City for all our details, all our streams. Big thank you to everyone involved. Couldn't have done it without you. I know this is going over 10, but I just wanted to say a big thank you to you all. Have a lovely Wednesday. Go and watch last night's stream. And we'll see you at 9:30 tonight on the channel. And what the Manchester Derby means to fans. Come on. See you tonight, 9:30, live. Mancunian way. The place to be. It's the only place to be. See you tonight, Blues.